everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. It's Tarot Today. That's, yeah, right there. Tarot Today.
That's who we are.
We're live, me and Mary. Oh my God, it's Psychic Saturday. Happy
Everybody.
Psychic Saturday, Mary.
Happy Psychic Saturday.
Woohoo! Back
Woohoo.
here again. We are live video streaming on YouTube and simulcasting on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. This is so cool. And I haven't said it in a while, but I still think we're like the only ones doing this. This is so cool.
I think we are too. I haven't heard of anyone doing it.
And we've got a phone bank. I can't talk. A phone bank of 50 lines, so y'all can call in. Mary,
yes.
How can they call in?
They can call in by using a calling device, like a phone or a computer. And the number to call is 714-816-4628.
There it is.
And they're from the phone bank in my mind. And be sure to press the number 1 on your dial pad, because that raises your skinny little alien arm in the air, so we can see that you want to be live on the air and ask a question, make a comment,
right,
share stuff. And also, if you're in the chat room and watching us on YouTube, you can ask a question by putting a comment in the comments section there on the live comment stream, and we will get to it as soon as Dax sees it.
Yep.
And what should they ask about?
In the order that they come in, yes. Well, first of all, I want to say you can still call into the show. So like if you're watching us on YouTube, call that number 714-816-4628 and press that 1 so you get the skinny little hand like Mary said. But if you are listening to us on the radio, maybe you've already called into the show, you can come see us on YouTube. We are Tarot Today Live on YouTube. You know how YouTube does it now. They have the @ sign and then the name of the channel. So it's @ Tarot Today Live. And just pop in the live with us and get into the chat, and you can chat with us and other listeners, viewers. I have to say both now, after doing radio for 13 years, now we're doing television. It's not really television, but you know what I mean. But it still is. It's television. Yeah. Absolutely.
Video.
And you can ask any question you want about anything. This is the official broadcast of the Tarot Guild. So it's kind of like our live on air, on camera newsletter, kind of thing. Only it's interactive, and you can ask questions about the Tarot Guild, about tarot and numerology in general, the Tarot Guild membership, professional reader certification, anything along those lines, that you have curiosities about, or maybe, you're a new member on the website and you're curious how to navigate around the website, any questions like that. And of course, you can ask for a mini reading right there in the chat or call in. And you don't have to do anything special. Like, we don't have a list or anything. We take them in the order that they're in the chat. So just write in your question and just leave it there, and we'll get to it in order there. So you don't have to spam the chat, and you don't have to get on some special list or anything. Just write your specific question in the chat, and we'll pull some cards on it. Also, if you just want like something general, just say, please pull a card, and we'll do a general message for you. How about that? And I see Sharona is in there. Sharona Rapsick, she's one of our hosts. She's also on the Tarot Guild staff as well. Sharona's show is actually tomorrow, Magic Universe. Jason is in there all the way from, where's Jason? Madrid?
Madrid.
He's in Madrid, joining us all the way from España.
España.
Hey, Mary, did you have any weird dreams last night?
No, I did not. I slept really soundly. It's cold here now, and I felt like I was hibernating like a bear. What about you? Any
Here in
weird?
Tucson, it's just been hot. And then suddenly the last couple of maybe even 3 nights, I mean, it just suddenly has gotten cool again. I mean, it was like a light switch going on and off, you know, and I'm like, oh, why can't it just be like this all the time? In fact, today there's a lot of wind outside. And although it's probably, I don't know, is it in, I got to look at one of my devices here. It's like, are we 87 degrees? But it feels like 70s, mid 70s out there because of the breeze, you know. But last night, oh my God, I had the most intense dreams ever. And, you know, I've been talking about that sometimes on the show, how I've been having vivid dreams that I don't normally have over like a year now, you know. But last night's was super intense. It was insane. I'm telling you, insane. So today, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm shuffling my deck, you know, getting ready to pull the card of the day. And when I cut the deck, I always take this card as, I call it the heart of the matter card. So I always get a heart of the matter, and off the top, then I pull the card of the day. Well, the heart of the matter card, I end up getting the moon card, which is about dreams and things like that. It's about a lot of different things, but, you know, in this case, right away, you know, and it surprised me. And you would think after several decades of doing tarot, nothing would surprise you anymore, but still things pop up where I'm like, oh my God, I was just thinking to myself about this dream thing. And I was wondering if other people are getting these intense dreams. And I think that's why the heart of the matter card came up as the moon. I think other people are having this. And so if you're one of those people, you know, this is the universe trying to tell you something. So it's either your subconscious mind or your higher self through your subconscious mind is trying to get a message to you. Okay. And then, so what's that about? Well, I got the card of the day, the happy family life there, the 10 of cups, you know, the ideal house and family, and got all those, you know, cups up there. And, you know, that's emotional, just fulfillment. Right. And it's interesting because the entire date reduces to a 6, which is also about the same thing. It's a return to harmony and balance after the chaos of 5, but it's also about hearth and home and family and relationships and family, you know, as far as your extended family, you know, and friends, really close friends and things along that lines. And so, you know, it's achieving, you know, this is what everybody wants to achieve, right? And I think that that's what the dreams are trying to tell us. Also, the day is October 7th. 7 is the seeker. So I think today is the perfect day. You know, that's a number of research of, you know, looking into things. So if you're lucky enough to remember your dream, remember some of the details, maybe you wrote it down, you know, you keep a notepad by your bed and on the night table, you write it down as soon as you wake up, you know, no matter how crazy it is. I mean, if your dream was, you know, it was the most insane, you know, like I could never do that kind of thing, still go ahead and do the research, look into it, you know, go on YouTube, start watching videos and just research, you know, however you want to do it. You know, YouTube is just one way, but it's the second most visited website and search engine in the world, owned by the number one search engine, Google, right? You know, so, you know, Google things, search in YouTube, go to Udemy, you know, maybe there's a course about what it was that came up in your dreams, you know, because they have all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff. And I think that's what's going on with the dream thing, Mary. What'd you get for your cards of the day?
That's interesting. Well, I pulled a card from the deck I'm using today, the pre-Raphaelite tarot from Los Scarabeo, came out a few years ago. And the tarot card I got is the King of Cups.
Oh, that's a nice one. I like that.
And this deck is beautiful. I love it. And then I also pulled a card from the Lyran Oracle, the fifth dimensional beings.
I always forget how to say it.
And the card I got for that is beautiful too. It's the card number 44. And it's about galactic victory, rebirth, full potential. And so to me, the message with these two cards together is one, if you're in a position of leadership, this is a reminder with that King of Cups to lead with compassion. Okay. Also together, what popped into my head is Richard the Lionheart,
Oh,
King
yeah,
Richard
of course.
the First. So I don't know, maybe research that, Google him, look on Wikipedia. Maybe there's something in there that connects to people who are listening today. But also, this idea of reaching for our full potential and leading with compassion. And I feel like, part of it needs to be compassion for oneself if we feel like we've fallen short of reaching our full potential, right?
Yeah.
And also kind of ties in with what you were saying, like do the research, look for ways to achieve your dreams,
Yeah.
to realize your potential.
10 of Cups. That's
Yeah.
really a representation of full potential, isn't it?
Yeah, right. So that's what I got.
Awesome sauce. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle a little bit here. So Mary, anything exciting happened this week?
Yes, something really exciting happened. That's my excited look. I got Ciro Marchetti's newest and his very last deck, the Voice and Vision Tarot. And I got that today. It comes with a scroll. These little things pull out, and you download a free app that you can point at these images, and it places on the scroll and at the major arcana cards, and a video that he created pops up and plays. And I mean, he got, professional voiceover on these videos, beautiful, beautiful animation. These are the cards. Look at the back design. Now I did I did an unboxing video that you can find on the Tarot Guild website in the video archive. I've done a couple shorts that I posted in the Tarot Guild Facebook group. If you haven't joined that, join our Facebook group, and you can see those. And posted a reel that's like a sped up walkthrough and a sped up version of the unboxing as well. And a full review will be coming in the next couple days, and
good.
will also be available on the Tarot Guild website as well. But this was really, really, really special for me. It's the first time.
Show the box again, because
it's the first time that I've ever contributed to a guidebook for a tarot deck.
Yeah, and Mary was in the guidebook. Oh my God.
I got to write the meanings for 7 different cards. And basically Chiro chose like different tarot readers. The names below my mind, like Lynn from US Games, Christiana Gaudet, contributed to this deck as well. And we all were given sort of the assignment for each card to react to the imagery in the card. The imagery in these cards, non-traditional, but really fits with the meaning of the cards. And the idea really is for anyone who gets the deck to feel free to interpret it on your own, react to the imagery. What do you see? What does it mean to you? And then so we wrote a paragraph of that, of just a reaction to the imagery in each card that we were assigned. And then a paragraph in the voice of a character or an object in the card, and write as that character or object any message for the reader. So it was really creative and exciting, project to participate in. And I was thrilled about the cards I got to write about. I got to write about the Chariot card and the Strength card.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the 3 of Wands and the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. And there were 7 altogether. Oh, the 4 Cups. So it was just really, really fun.
Wow. That's intense. And, I think
Yeah.
this is his 5th last deck. And
I'm not,
it's
I'm
kind of
not
like
sure.
Cher. It's kind of like
It
Cher. This
seems
is
like
my 8th final tour that I'm never doing.
he's the share. Yeah. But yeah,
Cher of
no,
tarot.
I think he means it this time. I think his
Mhm.
wife wants him back. It's like,
Yes.
okay,
I
us,
I
you
think it's
know.
going to create a void, and this is a great place for some people to jump in, especially folks that do, the same kind of
It's
sort of
it's tricky. Yeah, I
mystical
was
digital
thinking,
art.
well,
Who else does
look,
that
there's
though?
anybody can do digital art. The what we're losing with this, and and also recently, he's the best-selling tarot deck creator for Llewellyn and
Mhm.
possibly U.S. Games as well. And recently, Llewellyn, you know, um, put him in their Hall of Fame. You know, right there with Carl. You know, right
Mhm.
where there with like Scott Cunningham, the biggest, most amazing names. And I've been thinking about that a bit. What are we losing as a tarot community when we lose Chiro, who's created these amazing decks and so many of them. And the thing is like there's a lot of digital artists out there. There's a lot of deck illustrators. There's a lot of authors. There's a lot of
Mhm.
deck creators. Blah, 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 you know. But he has this really unique insight that I
Mhm.
think that I think you can only have if you have the breadth of experience and knowledge like that. I mean, because we think of it like, okay, deck creator, we have deck creators and authors on our shows, and we're used to talking to them. But I don't have anybody I can think of that compares to him as far as the body of work and also the knowledge. I mean, it's
Mhm.
remarkable. We think of ourselves, right, as tarot experts, and we are, but we don't we haven't been all over the world like he has at these tarot conferences and
Yeah.
seeing everything there and taking it in as a vendor or as a presenter. um he just really really has this depth of knowledge, and so I feel like it is a void for sure, and I can't think of anybody that can fill it,
Mhm.
you know
I mean, when we started in tarot, there wasn't all that many decks, and as time went on, more and more decks started coming out. But I never really connected with anything until I saw the first Chiro deck that I ever saw. And it was just
yeah.
instantly, oh yeah, that is my thing. And it doesn't appeal to everybody, but you know, there's a certain segment of the tarot community that it just fulfills something.
Yeah.
I like I can't talk, spectacularly crisp images, and just he has a very specific style which I've been able to watch get, grow and change and get better and better, but it always stayed with this particular style, so to speak. And nobody else really does that. I mean, yes, there's lots of digital artists, there's lots of artists in general,
Mhm.
illustrators, comic and um, realistic and so forth like that. But his is just particular. And
Oh
so
yeah.
I think that with him leaving, that, like I said, it creates a void. I think that yes, you don't have anybody that has the depth of knowledge, but I think it's also an opportunity for somebody that has I don't want to say a similar style, but something in that realm to like start
Mm,
out some decks. I mean, I would like to see
yeah.
more. I'm actually surprised over the decades that we haven't seen more similar, at least, to his decks. We really haven't. I mean, it's so unique, and
He
I
is really, you
because
know,
it's my favorite art, and I'd like to see more of it.
Well, in the first, new deck that I bought was his Gilded Tarot. And it was because the art spoke to me. I see it as magic realism,
Yes.
which is a genre of art. And I'm a big fan of Michael Parks's work, who's a magic realist artist who's really successful. His prints, a lot of people have seen his prints probably. But I had thought, it'd be so cool if Michael Parks would make a tarot deck. And then I saw Chiro's work and I'm like, okay, wow, here's a magic realist right there. Right. And I don't know if he thinks of himself that way. But that's how I interpreted, the style or the genre of art that he creates. To me, it really just had those elements of magic realism, and it's one of my favorite genres of art.
So I have not seen the full deck, so I'm looking forward to that.
You'll see it soon.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he did, because I have no idea where you go from where he was, because he's done so many decks and all kinds of images. I can't imagine what he could top himself with,
I think he really, really topped himself with this deck. And let me show you one of the cards that I wrote about. And I just like the idea of how he did it. And that is the Four Cups, and traditionally, we think of the, let me just pull out the Four Cups, the traditional one right here. So look, this is this is from the centennial edition of the Smith-Waite tarot deck. The work, there's the Four Cups that we're used to seeing.
Right.
The weird hand reaching out, the guy, who knows what the guy's doing. And there's cups, and we think of it as a card of missing what's being offered to you, or apathy, or non-interest, or even being distracted, daydreaming, that kind of thing. But I think for all those meanings, we really have to work at it sometimes. And a lot of times, because everything's been written over and over and over again, we just get those meanings when we get a guidebook that goes with the deck. Here's his Four Cups. You see the cup shaped in the tree. And you see the expression on her face. And it's just you get the sense, to me, I got the sense of wanting more, which is another meaning of the Four Cups, but also, it fits with those other ideas too, not seeing what you already have, maybe what's surrounding you, and just being kind of carried away. And you see the cardinal, over there. So that idea of a flight of fancy even, but, he did this in a way that it really left it open to the reader to interpret. And I think there's so much emotion in the characters in this deck that you can also get a sense of that too, and I just think I think he really outdid himself. I think this is a masterpiece. I think it's a swan song. It goes out the door. It's going out with a bang with this digital aspect too, which is so modern.
Well, I got something about that card I want to ask you, but also, is this being mass produced by Llewellyn?
I don't know. I
wonder who the publisher is. Or is he self-publishing?
He's self-publishing, and it's available on ChiroMacchetti.com, his website.
I'm gonna have to get it.
What'll happen afterwards? I would think. I would think that they would be fighting over it, because you also have Lynn from US Games that contributed to this deck, too. So I would think that, Llewellyn and US Games both, have published a lot of his decks, so it's maybe they might be jockeying for that. Maybe he'll start a bidding war. That would be awesome to go.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Definitely a rare thing in publishing. But that Four of Cups. What it looked like to me was the new fourth cup up in the air wasn't really fully formed, and was being formed by the tree branches.
Yeah.
And there's just something ethereal about that. And she's kind of looking up, not quite looking right at it, but it's almost like, okay, this fourth opportunity or fourth thing is being formed in her mind, which is really how manifestation really happens, and that's a really unique take on it, where, as you showed with the Waite Smith version, the fourth cup is being thrusted out, from the cloud with the disembodied hand. It's fully formed, but it's off on the right, of the person. He doesn't see it at all. Whereas in this one, it's being formed, which I love that difference there.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like a lot of that. I mean, just really kind of creative concepts in these cards. And it's kind of a thing, like so many decks, right? We refer to them as like Rider-Waite-Smith clones, right?
Yeah.
Because like you even have like the exact same body positions, the exact same imagery, only maybe it's all unicorns doing it, or maybe it's all something that is the theme of the deck, but still they didn't move away from the positions of everything. So and then you have decks that completely move away, and you're like, what is this? What do I do with this?
Can't even read with that,
Yeah, and he really threaded the needle between that real originality and also tradition. And I don't know anyone else that's really done that so well. There are some for sure, but I can't think of them right now.
I don't mind if they really stick to the exact detail and don't miss anything from the Waite Smith, but just make it look prettier. And that's perfectly fine, cloning it. And I don't mind the opposite of that, where they are trying to reinterpret. But very few people, unlike Chiro, very few people actually really get the meaning in the new, whatever the new illustration is. They rarely get, maybe in one or two cards, but they don't get the whole deck like Chiro does, and that's what I really like is, where you're not getting so far afield that it has no relation to any traditional meaning or concept of the card or spectrum of meaning or anything. Chiro always kept that, even if the card diverged, greatly from the clone imaging, like Waite Smith versions.
Yeah.
But, I always like the, for a clone version, the Los Garbeo Universal Tarot that is identical, just completely different. It's, I like the images better than the Waite Smith version. They're just nicer to me, but it's the exact same thing, the exact same positioning. And it's a great take, and that's going back decades there with just that one. Yeah. So, let's check in the chat. And we've got a few callers on the line. Remember to give us a ring. We're going to go to phone call 714-816-4628. In the chat, Charlotte's jumped in there. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte.
Yeah. And Jason said, when we were talking about the dreams, he said, speaking of Jason, have you had any strange dreams last night? Ha, 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 ha. And, it's like, it's not the strange dreams. It's just that Jason is strange. Yes. And I'm just kidding.
But you thought Jason.
We love Jason. So Andrea popped in there too. Let's see. Oh, Andrea's asking, what does Spirit want me to know about my relationship with her Leo boyfriend, and she's an Aries. Is he hiding something from me? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna pull some cards real quick. Is he hiding something? Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. Wow, these are all really good cards. But if I take this is the funny thing with I'm going to be doing a workshop on this yes no spread. And this is the funny thing about this is the information, when I look at the information, wow, we're talking, the Hierophant, the 10 of Pentacles, Justice, the Sun card, 2 of Pentacles, but most of them with the Sun and everything, it looks really good for a relationship, but they're all yes cards. So my question that I asked before I pull the cards was, is he hiding something? And yeah, this is a big, giant, resounding, yeah, he's hiding something. Now, that doesn't mean it's, the other woman or, something along those lines. In fact, the part of the matter card here is the 2 of Pentacles, juggling those finances and stuff like that. I think it has something to do with that. And maybe he doesn't want to talk about it right now, or doesn't feel like it's the right time. Or might feel like, you wouldn't even be interested in it because it's, mundane difficulties with, the material realm, and dealing with finances and juggling payments and career maybe, and things along those lines. But the rest of the cards are great, so don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, But what'd you get, Mary? Maybe you have more insight than I do.
Well, I don't know about that. But yeah, look, underneath everything, underlying everything is the 7 of Swords. So hiding something, sure.
Yep.
But
there you go.
It's right underneath the Magician card. So I feel like, and then the other cards are great, kind of like with you, the Ace of Cups and Knight of Cups. I don't think it has to do with the relationship, kind of like what you're saying. I think it does have to do with like maybe what he wants to do, what he wants to create, what he wants to manifest, as far as, what he would really like the direction of his life to be in. But, look, everybody's always hiding something from everyone. We're entitled to our innermost thoughts and our dreams and our goals and everything. And in relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships, a lot of times, we're careful, and sometimes we're too careful, where we think like the other person doesn't want to hear that, or they may be opposed to it, or it's not interesting to them, or has nothing to do with them. So we don't tell them. And that's our prerogative in any relationship. You can't control somebody's mind and what they have to tell you and all of that. So just keep that in mind. You're entitled to, your own privacy of things, just like he is.
Andrea might just be very intuitive about that. Of course, when we
very much so.
And when we pick up on something like that, Mary, we always jump to the worst possible, conclusion. And it could be as simple as, I tell a lot of my clients that, when they have a big dream or something like that, depending on the circumstance and what's coming up in the cards, I tell them, don't tell everybody what you're going for, you're going to end up, they're going to throw out all the negative thought patterns. And, a lot of people don't want us to grow and get more successful because then we're more successful than they are, kind of thing. And, and they see you a certain way and they're going to say, oh yeah, Mary, you could never do that. So in a lot of cases, don't tell anybody unless they're specifically working on the project with you and helping you out, and that includes our most closest friends or even romantic interests,
Yeah. And with the Magician card, sometimes when we want to manifest something and we want to make it happen and we know we have the tools to do it, sometimes we don't want to jinx it by talking about it.
Yeah.
We'd rather like achieve it and then say, look, I did this, honey, instead of I want to do this or I'm thinking about doing this, because then all our self-doubt is magnified by the doubts or the unsolicited advice from everybody else.
Exactly.
And so it can throw us off track.
So Andrea says, okay.
Good.
All right. So, oh my gosh, the phone lines are filling up like you would not believe. Let's take a phone call.
Oh, let's do it.
Who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 610. Caller, are you there? 610. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, 610. My switchboard's doing the same thing as last week, Mary, where I'm getting a lot of, circles that keep spinning. Yeah. Okay. The mic is live. Area code 610. Are you there? Going once, going twice. Okay. We're going to move on to the next line who's been waiting the longest, and that's area code 310. Caller 310. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Vince. I'm calling from New York.
Hi, Vince.
Hi.
Hey.
What do you want to talk about?
I got a question. Well, I wanted to find out, so on Monday, I keep getting turned down from all these jobs. I've had like 7, 8 different interviews, either on phone or in person or online. And I keep getting turned down saying we're going with somebody else. So Monday I have a job interview with Ocean Spray. And then, and I'm also waiting to hear from a dairy company that an employment agency forwarded all my information to the hiring manager, and I should know either by Monday or Tuesday if they're going to bring me in for an in-person interview. So I'm wondering if either one of these jobs are going to pan out, or if
You're
something
up
else
first,
is coming
Mary.
my way soon.
So you wanted to see if one of these things is going to pan out. Okay. We got a job on the horizon for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And looking at this, the first thing I get is a Hierophant card. It's like really basic, like have faith about this. And man, it looks good. Page of Swords comes up here, so that's you interviewing and talking to people and stuff. We have the King of Pentacles, probably the decision maker in it. And in the end, this is great. We have the 6 of Pentacles. It's like you're given a chance. Somebody gives you a chance. Somebody gives you a job. Somebody makes it happen. And we end up in this 2 of Cups, like feeling of harmony finally about this. So this looks really good to me. That 2 of Cups maybe, and it just popped into my head. I don't know why, but it may be signaling that the second one that you do is the one that really, where they give you a shot. But let's see what Dax is getting.
It's funny that you said that with the second, because I got a 2 card as well, the High Priestess. But when I cut the deck, the heart of the matter was the 3 of Wands. Literally, your ship is coming in. That looks great. And then, really positive cards, like I've got Major Arcana cards that are yes. And then one little card of advice, the Fool card. Don't be afraid to take chances, it's saying. Just go for a certain thing. Even if you think, no, I can't do that, or, which is a theme today. I was talking about that, the numerology and the cards of the day, just you may think that that's like out of your realm, something you don't normally do, beyond your skill level, whatever. The tarot is saying go for it. So I hope that helped you out, Vince.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yep. Good luck on that. Call us back. Let us know what happened. I'm going to go back. Yeah. I think I'm going to try that 610 number again because they weren't ready. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Are you there? 610?
Yes, I'm here.
What's your name, hon? Where are you calling from?
Hello. Yeah, my name is Sarah.
Sarah?
I'm calling from, Pennsylvania.
From PA.
Pennsylvania.
Dun, dun, dun. That's our home state. Me and Mary.
What do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to ask a question about my relationship.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what you're picking up, as far as anything concerning my relationship. Do you see the relationship continuing, or do you see, issues in the relationship? And
Well, Sarah, it's a big fat yes on that. Big fat yes. Okay, so the card of the day today.
Yes, part will continue.
Yeah, Sarah, listen. Card of the day today was the 10 of Cups. It came up in your reading. This card is all about family, and idyllic home life and things like that. And along with it, the Two of Cups, one of the ultimate relationship cards in the deck. I mean, this is looking really, really good. The tarot has some advice here. There's the Two of Swords comes up, which is about either being unwilling or unable to make some kind of a decision. There's like a couple of different paths you can go down. All right. And so the tarot is saying, whether it's a decision you need to make or the other party needs to make, whoever it is, make the decision already. Okay. You got to decide. And there could be something specific where there's two paths. If you can't think of anything, it could just be that the deck is hinting at you need to actually decide for the relationship, be fully committed. You need to go for it, kind of thing. But yeah, this is looking really good. And for him, I get the King of Wands, very passionate, ready to go for it, passionate on the relationship. I think it
well,
could
actually, it's a her. It's a female.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter when the cards come up. It's talking about somebody that is, mature and has a very passionate outlook on things. But let's see what Mary's getting. She might have, more advice, something different.
Well, I feel like the relationship absolutely can continue. The final card that comes out in the outcome position is the Hierophant card, and that is a card of commitment. And it comes up in what I consider the future position. So it may be kind of like, okay, we see more of a commitment from your partner, yet to come. Okay. And that might be why you're questioning things. Right at the center, though, is the High Priestess. So I feel like there's a lot of things that are unsaid right now. And that may be also part of why you're wondering. And then underneath everything, the Eight of Pentacles, like, look, relationships take work. We have to make an effort, and an effort on both parts, right? And then the other cards, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, with this Eight of Pentacles and these two majors, I'm not getting any Cups cards. So I feel like we need to bring that into the fold a little bit more, that emotional connectivity, that emotional connection between the two of you and sharing of feelings. I don't get any cards of communication either. So maybe the focus is more on practical matters, and it maybe feels like, okay, what's happening with the relationship, but I feel like it definitely can continue, but we have to make an effort, and we need to communicate about how we're feeling about it. I mean, it's a serious question. If you're asking, is the relationship going to continue? And are you keeping that to yourself? Are you able to express that? Those are some things to think about. But thanks so much for calling us.
Yeah,
I hope that helped.
I was getting a lot of Cups cards, but I was getting that Two of Swords, and I just think it just feels more and more to me like it's making the decision to go for it instead of questioning it, and then the King of Wands with that passionate, fiery energy, rekindling that, focusing on that. Anyway, yeah. So thanks again for the call. Oh, before we take some more calls here. Oh, we got Vivian Rose. Howdy. She's in the chat now. Foxy Empress just popped in the chat as well.
That's a great name.
Thanks for joining us. Yes. Foxy Empress. Why don't we have cool names like that? You know,
I mean, know.
Well, you have pterodactyl, which is kind of fun. I like the pterodactyl.
Yeah.
You know.
A weird prehistoric bird.
And she's got an interesting question. So we'll come to Foxy's question. They're chatting amongst themselves. You know, Jason said hi. Vivian is saying hi back to Jason, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you know, I'm on Chiro's website looking up the Voice and Vision Tarot because I want to see how much I have to pre-order this thing for. You know, it's like, oh, $75 USD. You know,
yeah.
I think it's definitely worth it, especially if he's self-publishing this. You know, this is, so therefore it is a artist deck, you know, when they self-publish, and, you know, it's worth the money. Oh my God, there's like, what's that scroll? There's all kinds of cool stuff.
There's a scroll, there's a digital component to it. There's just, wow.
I'm going to grab the URL and I'm going to put the link into the chat there for everybody. And it's
awesome.
ChiroMarchetti.com, folks.
And he said it represents like basically like 2,400 hours of work.
Yes, yes. I'm really curious about the Voice and the Vision.
Yeah.
Like, where did he come up with that title? That's different.
Yeah, because that's what the book is. You know, it's like all the meanings in the guidebook, you know, we wrote in response to the imagery. So the vision. And then we wrote in the voice as one of the characters in the card or an object in the card. Like I wrote about the Three of Wands and wrote in the voice of the rock that the guy is standing on.
Yep, yep.
And for the Four Cups, I wrote in the voice of the cup in the tree.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, before we answer any more questions in the chat or take any phone calls, short, brief commercial announcements, what's coming up with the Tarot Guild and everything like that. First of all, I want to let everybody know to tune in tomorrow, Sunday, October 8th, for Sharona Rapsik's Magic Universe. And it's just going to be Sharona tomorrow, I believe. Sharona, tell me in the chat. Is that right? I think it's just Sharona. And she's going to be using tarot, but connecting with spirit guides, ancestors, and loved ones. Tarot messages from heaven. How about that, Mary?
I want to call in.
Me too.
I want one.
Yeah, and I guess she's doing it with the tarot, which is really cool. By the way, we've been toying around with you know how we do our simulcast? We've been toying around with simulcasting some of the Psychic Talk radio shows, especially if they have something to do with tarot, on the Tarot Today YouTube channel. So
that'd be awesome.
Yes. So you can join me tomorrow in the chat room on the Tarot Today live YouTube channel, because we will be simulcasting not just on Blog Talk Radio through the Psychic Talk Radio Network with Magic Universe, but also we'll be broadcasting the radio with you know, it's video too on YouTube. So we'll have a nice video going in the background there, you know, something to keep the eyes right going. And, you know, you can join me in the chat, listen to the show with me right here on our YouTube channel. In fact,
I want to do that.
Yeah. If you go to the main page, you'll see Tarot Messages from Heaven. It's a nice blue banner. Just click on that and you can get notified and everything and join us. So that's what's going on tomorrow. And then we have other things going on tomorrow. But first, I want to mention, you know, I said we are the official broadcast of the Tarot Guild. Yeah. We're now in our 19th year, and we are about to, like, within weeks, within days, when Halloween pops up, it's going to be our 19th anniversary. And we're going into our 20th year of the Tarot Guild. Woohoo! So we also have the world's only tarot social media networking platform. It's like Facebook for tarot, right? It's thetarotguild.com. Go over there, and whether you're on a phone or handheld device, pad or laptop, desktop, go to thetarotguild.com, and at the top of any page, click sign up, and you can sign up for the website for free and have access to all of the features of the website, just like Facebook, right? Only none of the negative stuff. We also have a membership. In fact, it's less than the cost of a latte a month. I think it's like comes out to like $3.91 a month or something like that. It's $47 a year, and you get access to all of our live Q&As, live workshops, panel discussions. You get your membership, obviously, access to the premium members group, your membership certificate, and you can apply for certification, and you get $100 discount off my course. Lots of goodies as a member. But, one of the big things is that a lot of the other organizations don't do it. And by the way, they're charging $75 a year, and we're charging $47. What they don't do is constant live Q&As, live workshops, and panel discussions. And you get access to not only join us live, but all of the recordings of those, as well as our archive. We've got a lot in archive, Mary. I mean, it is just, wow. It's really building up. It's very exciting. And you can join for just, like I said, less than the cost of a latte. And then, in fact, go do that today, because then you can join us for our panel discussion and Q&A tomorrow, Sunday, October 8th, right after Sharona's show, 1 p.m. Los Angeles time, 4 p.m. New York City time, 9 p.m. London. And it's going to be on the Court Cards Demystified. And it's a panel discussion with the entire Tarot Guild panel. I mean, Tarot Guild staff members are going to be the panel. And we're going to hold a Q&A at the end. You can ask all the questions you want about court cards, but a lot of people have trouble with those court cards. So we're going to have a panel discussion and get everybody's point of view and how they work with court card. It's going to be a lot of great information, especially if you're struggling with those. And, a lot of people do. And I also want to invite you to come over to thetarotguild.com/live, or if you're already on the website, in the navigation, click Tarot Today Live. Okay. And on that page, you can buy Mary and I a cup of coffee. It's our tip jar right there at the top. You'll also find buttons to message us between shows. Maybe you have ideas for shows or people you'd like to hear interviewed, or topics to cover, things like that. And you can also book readings with us. If you like how we do our tag team readings here on the show, we only have a few minutes we can spend with you, but you can book a tag team reading for 30 minutes, private session, $99.99. You get both of us. You can also book individual private readings with either myself or Mary. Just message us with those message buttons. Say you want to book a reading, and it's just $44.44. It's a special just for our viewers and listeners. Again, that's thetarotguild.com/live. So that's all the announcements so far.
Awesome.
And let's see here. Still a ton of phone calls. Wow. If we don't get to your phone call today, I'm just going to say right now, call Sharona tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, same phone number, 714-816-4628. Write that down, because if we don't get your call, you can call in and talk to Sharona. Get in on the lines early. The phone lines open 15 minutes before the show. Okay, so let's see. There was that question from Foxy Empress, Mary. Why do I attract guys that I'm not attracted to, but have the traits that I want? Why can't I find a guy, or why can't I have a guy that's what I'm attracted to and has the traits? Well, that's the thing.
I think you go first.
This is not a perfect world, folks. You can't have everything you want, Personally, I'd rather go with the traits, than necessarily the looks, because believe me, as time goes on, not only do looks fade, But even taking that out of the equation, Mary, just as time goes on, it becomes less and less of a thing. Less and less of a thing. Okay, let's see. So what's going on in the cards here? Okay. The card of the day, the heart of the matter came up. The moon card. I was wondering if it was going to show up in any of the readings today. I always like that because like I shuffle the heart of the matter card and the card of the day back into the deck and see if they pop up, So what's going on with your dreams? That's my big question for you, Viv. Or no, that's Vivian. It's Foxy. Foxy. Sorry, Foxy. So Foxy, what's going on with your dreams there? What are you focused on? I think that is the key for everything. I don't care if you're job hunting or man hunting. We attract in what we focus on. So, you have a strong focus on those traits that you want to find, and you keep finding them. The universe is giving you what you want. You have a focus on that, and these guys keep showing up, and they have all the traits that you're looking for, and the universe is going, what? That's what you want. You asked for the traits. Hello. You're getting what you're focusing on. So if you're not getting the physical traits, maybe you need to add them in the list as a trait. So, what I'm getting is that you could be doing this consciously, or maybe you're doing it more subconsciously. Yeah, that's why the moon card came up, where what you're doing is you're separating those things into two different things. And because it's happening to you, because you're getting the guys with the traits that you're looking for, but not the type of guy or physically what you're looking for, you're noticing the difference, you're noticing the lack, and you're attracting more of what you don't want physically, but still getting the traits. So now you got to recognize that, and you're going to reconcile that. You got to put the two things together, create a visualization where the person looks a certain way, is the type of guy you want, but also has all the great traits that you're looking for too, all in one package, and be able to visualize that and start attracting that whole thing in. It's the fact that you are noticing the difference and the lack of getting the guy the way you want him. That's why you're attracting that in. So let's see what Mary's getting. Maybe she's got some more interesting insight here.
Well, it's interesting, in the past position, I got the Fool card, so I feel like you're still on the journey. You haven't found the one, or the one that you really like, and I get the Page of Pentacles. There's more to learn here. The central focus card is the Nine of Wands. It's like maybe we're trying too hard, or there's more work to be done. The Six of Swords underneath that, to me, that's a card of healing. Maybe there's some healing that needs to happen as well. And then we end with the Two of Pentacles, so that back and forth, the difference between the traits, the attraction, blah, blah, blah. You know what bothers me about this, and what bothers me about the question? Where's the love, baby? Where is the love? No cupped cards at all here.
Yeah, me either.
Fall in love, honey. You look at somebody through the eyes of love, and there's the attraction. You could be attracted to people. What's your idea of an attraction? Javier Bardem, when I think of what's a pentagon of attraction, everybody has their own idea of it. Some women like long-haired men. Some people like short-haired men. Some like a mustache. Some don't. Somebody wants them tall, dark, and handsome. Some wants them like short and fat and cuddly. Whatever it is, that is just, it's like a chemical reaction. Find the love. You fall in love with somebody, and all of a sudden the attraction is there. And the traits are there. Now, the problem with falling in love is sometimes we make excuses for lacking certain traits that we really, really do, want in a person. So got to be careful with that too. But take that leap of faith that the Fool indicates. Just jump in and allow yourself to fall in love with someone. And that'll solve your attraction problem. And since you're getting all the men that have the traits that you want, then you're in good shape. You just need to open yourself, open up to it, allow it to happen, allow someone to really spark those feelings, the emotions, the emotional connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, and the interesting thing is that usually guys have a lot more trouble than women with this. Women are more able to find an attraction that is not necessarily completely connected with physical looks, because there's a lot more to the person than that. But just real quickly, I also wanted to let Foxy know that and maybe it's all in the title there, Foxy Empress. Anyway, but Foxy, you mentioned the word reconcile these two versions of the one with the physical looks and the one with the traits. Okay. And create a visualization where you blend them together. When I say visualization, I am not talking about just what things look like. When I say visualization, I'm talking about a 5-sensory full in-depth 3D visualization, which includes, everything about, this guy's mannerisms, what you guys do together, how he treats you, all the traits you're looking for, and what he physically looks like, what he sounds like, smells like, tastes like. I mean, all 5 senses, folks. This is what you should do, Foxy. Create that visualization, merge the things together, and you might start attracting that. Okay, I hope that helped you out. And we're going to jump back to the phone lines because we still got a gazillion calls here. And
the show's almost over.
Yeah, let's try to get at least one in here. 619. Caller, are you there? Area code 619. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, I am. Steve in California.
Hi, Steve in California.
Hi. I've been having this recurring dream for a few years. I keep seeing cats or a cat, and sometimes I see it in meditation, and it's happening more frequently with more urgency. So I'm just wondering, what message am I supposed to be getting from this?
And you're up first, Mary. What is Steve's message here? It's really interesting too, because that was the focus of the cards of the day, our dreams, and I was asking people.
I planned to ask that even before I knew the topic too.
Yeah, that is so cool. Talk about synchronicity, right?
Wow. And I just realized I have a cat deck with the lion 5th dimensional beings. They're feline. And
there you go.
Let's see what comes up. What is the message here? Slow down, recharge, take a break. That's the message that comes up in this card of peace. And I'm looking at, I just pulled some tarot cards, not so much just because there are cats in some of our tarot cards as well. And the only cat I got had to do with the 2 of Cups.
Oh. And
so that's interesting. You don't have to answer now, but, think about that. Do you need to recharge? Are your dreams, is the cat saying like, hey, take it easy, man. You know how cats sort of slink around and they don't look like they're all freaked out and in a hurry and they're not super busy. I mean, they do what they want in their own way when they want to do it. Right. And with the only cat feline energy and the tarot coming up as the 2 of Cups, does this have to do with relationships and again, being in harmony? Those are some things to think about, but let's see what Dax is getting.
So what's the cat doing? Is the cat doing anything?
No, not really. I just sometimes I see 2 together or 1 together.
Yeah. Well,
himself, I mean.
Cats are indicative of like dominance, and they're very smart, and they're also suspicious, the various traits of cats that's coming through. And it's really interesting, Mary, how you mentioned about well, maybe Steve needs to step back. I forget the exact
Recharge.
words you use, and I got the Four of Swords, which is literally about that.
Wow.
In fact, I got two four cards, including the Four of Wands. Wands is fire. There's that passion energy. The swords, those are thoughts and ideas. And this is really interesting because I don't think I've ever had this happen, Mary. Wait till you see the rest of the cards. So I get the swords cards and this wands card, and they're both four. Four is structure in numerology and in tarot. Yeah. And so you would benefit from taking back. I think the message coming through here is if you would step back, think outside the box. This is, the Four Swords is one of my thinking outside the box cards. Okay. And just, recharge, step back, look at the big picture. And then I get two knight cards, and they're swords and wands yet again. Okay. So after you've done your recharging and your thinking and set up some kind of a structure, you're going to run with the single thought. So the Knight of Swords, he's got a single sword. He's got that one thought and idea that he's latched onto, and he's rushing forward with it. And then the Knight of Wands, same thing. Okay. So this thought or idea, this idea needs to be something that you're passionate about. And so I think this is a message about going for something, but establishing the right foundation first with the four cards. And I've never had that where it was like, two of the same cards, two suits, and then the same suits and two of the same cards. Yeah. Now the final card is the Eight of Wands. Okay. So 8 is abundance in numerology, and Eight of Wands is often, these wands flying through the air. It's often things happening quickly. So if you can establish the foundation, focus on the single idea that you're passionate about, run with it, things are going to happen really fast for you. I think that's the message coming through from the cats.
And another thing, look up cat medicine if you haven't, and by that I mean like the meaning of cats when they appear, and
oh yeah,
there's lots of books out there. Also on the internet, there's pages of stuff that comes from the books that are out there on that. But that can sometimes be useful as well too, to get an idea of like symbolically, what all the cat can represent, and different kinds of cats, and also the color of the cats is something to pay attention to as well, because colors have symbolic meaning too.
Okay. I appreciate your help very much.
Yeah, thanks so much for calling and sharing this with us.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, Steve. That was a cool one too, because it was unusual. It was like, I'm dreaming of cats. I just love that. I'm going to go over real quick here to our channel, Tarot Today, and I'm going to see if I can grab this real quick here. Oh, this is not working. Why is this not working? Your channel. I'm trying to find Sharona's show so I can grab the share link. I'm going to pop this in our chat for everybody. Here's the share link, folks, for Sharona's show. Join us in the chat here. I'll be here. Mary might be in here tomorrow. And if we didn't get to your call today, remember, you can call in to Sharona's show tomorrow. It's going to be her and her cards, and maybe even get, a message from your spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones. We get this is the beginning of the thinning of the veil, as they say, in October, leading up to Sam.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Tarot messages from heaven. Thanks for everybody for joining us in the chat. It was a nice, lively chat here. Sorry if we didn't get to your question, but you can pop in the chat. And hey, I'll be in here with my cards. So like while Sharona is talking about other things, I could pull some cards for you here in the chat. And Mary too.
Wow.
And whoever joins us, let's have a fun fest on Magic Universe tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and right here on the YouTube channel. So that's it for this week. We'll be back next week, right, Mary?
Yes, we will.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Tomboy.
What is that?
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh, crap.
Awesome.